Well, hello guys, welcome to Thrust Zone India. This is your host Manish, and today we are gonna start a video with review of the ownership review of the Yamaha R15 V3. So let's call the owner of the bike, Mr. Tan. Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello. So tell us about your bike, like details, normal details about your bike, like how many kilometers you have clocked in.
Clocked around 9,600 kilometers, out of which it's a mix of highway and city ride.
Okay.
I would say the 80% of the ride was in highway and the 20% was city.
Okay, so before starting with our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, which will be on video. And starting with our questions. First question is, what mileage do you get on your bike, motorcycle?
Currently I'm getting around 48 to 49 or 50, and
Okay.
in highway I'm getting around 52.
Okay, the second and most generous question followers have asked is do you get better visibility
No, the headlights
like
are not that good.
during night?
The headlights
rides?
are not that good. If you are planning to do highway rides during the night,
Yeah.
then you have to go for aftermarket light or extra lights, extra auxiliary lights. In the stock headlight, even in high beam, you won't be able to see that much. The throw is not that great.
Well, moving on to our next question, which Yash have asked. He's one of our follower. So R15 has a sporty upright riding posture. So did you feel back pain while riding for so long?
Yes, the riding posture of R15 is a bit aggressive because the segment that it's in,
Okay.
like we can't complain about it. If you're willing to get a good handling, then you have to take this aggressive position. If we talk about long tours, then maximum I've done is around 400 km in one stretch, and first 100 to 150 kilometers was fine, but after that I was starting to feel a bit of back pain and shoulder pain.
Yeah.
So I had to take frequent breaks. Like if you're planning to do long rides on this, then it would be a bit of a task. Like you have to either go for a aftermarket handlebar or you have to do some else modifications.
Okay. So well, how much top speed you have achieved on your bike?
Yeah, that's the best part about this bike. The top speed that I've got is around 151 or 152.
So while going on a higher speed, do you feel any vibrations on your bike?
Vibration wise, there are not much vibrations. Like even after 10,000 RPM, you will feel very minor vibrations in the foot peg
Okay.
and on the handlebar. That's too, like if you are wearing gloves or protective gears, you won't be able to feel that.
Okay. So there's one more question by V Ride. Okay. So viewers want to know, as you got BS6 R15 model, right?
Yeah.
So is there any such tire difference if compared to previous models?
The BS6 has a radial tire,
Okay.
and the BS4 did not have the radial tire. And apart from that, other two differences that we get in the BS6 is the addition of dual horn. In BS4 you had a single meek horn which was not that loud, and in BS6 you have a dual horn. And apart from that, the BS6 catalytic converter, that's common in every bike, the catalytic converter.
Okay. So one more question by Foxtrot. What people ask us many times is, what's the after service review about Yamaha? Do they give you a better service? How much does one service cost you?
The service, I'm very impressed with the service by Yamaha.
Yeah.
I used to take my bike to Technocon Yamaha for the servicing, and they have a proper R pit stop for just R series bike, R15, R3, all those. They have
Yeah.
a proper R pit stop for that. They used to service all the R series bikes there, and the service was really good. Talking about the first service, it costed me around 800 something.
Okay.
In that they changed the oil filter, the oil, and the lubrications. That's it.
Okay.
And I have done around 3 services, and all the services cost us around 800, 900.
800,
That's it.
yeah.
Under 1,000.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to our next question, which is by Shitij. As you are a biker, what all kinds of aftermarket accessories you have installed, and accessories would you suggest to your viewers?
Firstly, as you can see, there's a aftermarket taller windscreen.
Okay.
Like in the stock windscreen is good. Like it did the job pretty well in deflecting the wind.
Okay.
But this one is a bit higher than the stock one, and it really helps in high speeds to cut off the wind. And I had a frame slider, but after a crash I had to remove it.
Okay.
Apart from that, I don't have any other aftermarket accessories. I have bought a winglet which I'll be installing soon. I'm not getting the screw, that's why I have not installed it yet. And this is not an accessory, but I would really recommend people to get a tank bag for their R15 because as you know, there's no underseat storage. So if you are willing to carry your documents, you won't be able to do that. Even the documents can't fit inside the seat. So you have to carry an extra bag. So this bag is really good for that. So you must get an aftermarket tank bag for your bike.
Okay, so what you will say about the build quality and from where you bought? this visor actually?
I bought this visor from Bandidos Pit Stop, and the build
Okay.
quality is really nice. Like I have seen other visors. Those are from local market, and they are like not that sturdy, but it feels very sturdy.
So moving on to our next question. This question is by Shitej once more. Yeah. So why you choose this bike over other bikes like NS200, RS200 and SF250?
I will not talk about NS200 because while buying the new bike, my main criteria was that I was looking for a fared bike.
Okay.
So in the fared section, I had a few options. I did not want to go for Gixxer SF250 because the fuel economy is not that great. I was looking for fuel economy and performance as well. So R15 was fitting the best because it not only gives great performance, but at the same time it has a good fuel economy as well. I was confused between RS200 and R15, but I chose R15 over RS200 because, as you know, Bajaj, like the brand name is like that after 2 to 3 years the bikes start to rattle. And in BS6 bikes they have put a limiter. So Bajaj RS200 won't go above 140. Like at 140 it will hit the limiter. So I was thinking that if this bike has a better top speed, better mileage, then I should go for this. Even the looks, for me, the looks are subjective, but for me the looks of this bike is better than RS200.
Yeah. Well, +1 on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Moving on to our next question. According to you, what all key features do Yamaha misses out on this motorcycle?
Okay, so that's a great question.
Yeah.
The first key feature that I would say is the LED indicators. Like they have given LED headlight, LED tail light, everything is LED, but why not the LED indicators?
LED indicators, yeah.
Like even on 110cc bikes currently in the market, they are getting LED indicators. But Yamaha is not giving that, and that's a very stupid thing. When I went to the dealership, they said they are giving it as an option, and they were charging around 1100 per pair. For 2 indicators, they were charging 1100. So for 4, they'll charge around 2200. That's not worth LED indicators.
Okay.
That's one thing. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else that they need to provide in this bike. The headlight could have been a bit better, like in the new R15 V4 or the R15 when they've given a projector headlight. So I guess that will do a better job than this.
Well, before ending with our video, let's ask you, Tanmay. This is like last question regarding your bike. Okay. So at what price point you buy this motorcycle?
I got this bike for 1,83,000 on road.
Okay.
With an extended 5 years warranty.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
The price differs from showroom to showroom, state to state.
Okay. So moving on to our next question, Tanmay. Well, do you like the suspension setup on this bike?
I would say there are 2 parts of the suspension. Like it has pros, it has cons. The first pro is that it's stiff. The suspension is stiff, which means at high speeds you get great stability. At corners you get great stability. But at the same time, this stiff suspension can be a bit of a task if you are riding in the city. Like you will feel each and every bump. The ride quality is very hard. Like even if you have a pillion, the ride quality is very hard. You will feel each and every bump on the road.
Okay. So well, as you sit in a sporty posture, right? So do you think pillion will?
The pillion comfort is very pathetic in this bike. Like especially the rear seat is very small, and at the same time it's very slippery. Like if I'm to do a sudden braking, then the weight of the pillion completely shifts on you. If you're planning to ride with your pillion, then I don't think this bike is for you.
Okay. This is last question from our side. Okay. So do you recommend this bike to our viewers?
Absolutely. Like I would say that this bike is for a particular people. Like if you are planning to get performance, fuel economy, and at the same time you want a very good looking bike, and if I would say that for young generation this bike is a great choice. Like if you're a college going guy or something like that, this bike would be a great choice for you. Like the engine is very refined, you'll get good mileage, like 50ish, 45-50ish mileage, and at the same time you'll get good performance. The top end of this bike is really good. But if you are someone looking for a comfortable city ride or long rides, then I don't think this bike will suit you.
Okay. So what are your views, right? Like as you know, R15 V4 is like
R15 V4. Like I'm very impressed with the design that they have given.
Okay.
Fairing, the front fairing is completely changed. The rear one stays the same, but they have given various features such as traction control, then quick shifter. Like they are segment first feature. Like in any 155cc bike, 155cc, not even in 200, you won't get these features. Like I would say KTM should learn from Yamaha.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So yeah, if you are planning to go for V3, I would say you should go for V4. You have to pay extra 15 to 20,000, but I think that's worth
it. Yeah. Okay. So do you think is what Yamaha has said, R15 V4, right? So do you think that it is over price budget? Yeah.
It is overpriced, but we can't say overpriced because if we see the features that they are giving upside down forks, traction control, quick shift.
Okay, so we hope this video was quite informative for you. So like, this is your host Manish Deshmukh signing off, and make sure you subscribe to Thrust Zone India.